Oh, this is a really tough question. Three people I'd like to invite to the net. Um, well, based on my personality type, when I go to the nets, I like to have fun. So this is going to really influence my decision.
Mm.
Number one, the first invitee, I would go. Any Kath and Kim fans in the house would know Sharon Strzelecki. Um, she married Shane Warne in one of the episodes, and she's a cricket lover, leg spin bowler. I would love to invite Sharon down to the net. I think it would be very fun.
Oh,
And I
yes.
do love Magda Zabanski as well. So her as Sharon or as herself, I would like to invite her down.
Yeah.
Number two, last winter in COVID, I watched The Last Dance, which I feel like everyone in Australia and worldwide did watch The Last Dance.
Yeah.
I would like to invite Dennis Rodman to my net session.
Oh, yes.
He seems like a very colourful character, interesting character as well. And he's someone I would love to chat to about some of his experiences in first class or at elite level sport. And he just seems like a bit of a rat bag. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm a bit of a rat bag. So I feel like Dennis Rodman and I would get along. So I'm
Yeah.
inviting as my second attendee Dennis Rodman. He wouldn't even know what a net session is. He probably doesn't know what cricket is. But
Well,
as an athlete,
he did have a foray in professional wrestling there for a little while. He did a couple of cameos in World Championship Wrestling. So surely he could cross over to cricket.
yeah, some of the skills are transferable. So I think he would be all right. He could handle himself okay in the net session.
And some of his hairstyles a bit similar to Colin Miller, maybe.
It does have a bit of Funky Miller about him, with some of those hairstyles during The Last Dance. Wasn't afraid of the old hair dye and some peroxide in the weed. So, he seemed like a very interesting character that I would love to meet. So he's coming to the net session. And last attendee. Now that I'm a full-blown Taswegian, that I play for the Hobart Hurricanes and the Tasmanian Tigers, I thought I'd go down sort of a Tasmanian sort of theme invitee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go after her performances in the most recent Olympics. I'm going to go with Ariana Titmus as my third invitee.
That's outstanding.
I just think she was awesome at the Olympics, and I loved her story. But is there any loophole that I can also bring Dean Boxall as well, her coach? After some of his, speaking of rare dancing, as we did before, and speaking of some questionable dance moves and celebrations, Dean Boxall was another one of the highlights of the Olympic Games, and he didn't even partake. But those scenes after he was celebrating after Ariana won, I think it was her first gold, were incredible. So I don't know if there's any loophole that I can invite 3 and 1 coach, or if I can just invite 4 people. It's up to you, but I wouldn't mind inviting Dean and Ariana together if that's okay.
I reckon we get Dean a special cricket library accreditation, and we get him in on the proviso that when even when Tasmania lift the WNCL trophy or the Hurricanes lift the WBBL trophy, that he is down on the boundary fence celebrating accordingly. I think
I would love that.
That's my little asterisk. If he's going to come, he's got to contribute.
That could almost be the motto, really. If you win it, party and dance like Dean Boxall.
Can we get a little? Cricket Library exclusive here? If we see Molly Strano on the player race, cutting some of those Dean Boxall moves that we heard it here first.
I could even. You also heard it here first. If we win a title, I'm happy to get a tattoo that says "Party like Boxall."
That is some major breaking news.